do this. And there you go. What is going on? Smark, that's our new intro, by the way.
Right on.
You didn't see it, though, because I had forgotten to share the screen, which, you forgot to remind me of because I'm an idiot.
No, these things happen.
Well, sometimes. And I shared the wrong screen again. Let's switch screens and get the right one for you here. There we go. Okay, let's try that. Now that's better for you. All right, folks, what's going on? Thursday night wrestling outlet. I am Boxman, joined, of course, by...
Why, it is I, the voice of a generation, Smart Wahlberg. How are you?
I am good, and I am better knowing you are the voice of a generation, sir.
That's right.
That's right. I'm not sure what generation, but you're the voice of a generation.
That's right.
Yeah, that is right. I mean, you said it. It was you.
I'm an incredible individual. I would not make up such things, such fabrications.
No, you can't lie anymore. No, not in 2023. Can't lie anymore. Can't make fat jokes. Can't make
I think I'm allowed to. I don't think you're allowed to anymore.
I don't know. I got a good little beer belly going on here.
I see.
My shirts stick out if I don't tuck them in. I'll put it that way.
Right on.
Yeah. I put on a pound or two in the past few years. I'm getting old, man. I'm 47. Damn. As a matter of fact, less than a month, I'll be 48.
Time marches on.
Less than a month, I'll be 48, man. That's crazy to even think that I've lasted this long on this earth. But
I hear you.
Yeah. With some of the shit I've done, it's amazing. As I sit here and drink more beer. Cheers.
To good health.
Maybe this is what's keeping me in good health.
Perhaps.
I don't.
That's what's preserving you.
I don't get sick very much, dude. I don't know, man. It's worked for Keith Richards all these years.
That's true.
I mean, if anyone should be gone, it's Keith Richards. Anyone. Come on. Really.
Yeah, I mean, I personally have tried to kill him 3 different times with it.
That man has taken so many drugs in his life. It's just amazing he's still alive. But anyhow, we do actually have to talk about someone who did pass away last week, actually Friday, day after the show, June 30th. And funny, we were literally talking about Droz the night before on the show.
We were.
And I'm starting to see a pattern. It's making me a little nervous.
The weirdest one was not so much this one, because I mentioned Droz on the show last week, and then he passed away. The other weird one was Totally Inappropriate Sports. It was in Cheese on Sports, but Totally Inappropriate Sports, where we got a copyright strike from the Foo Fighters, because Cheese was playing apparently a Foo Fighters song in the background. And I said, if Dave Grohl keeps his shit up, I'm going to send Courtney to his house this time. And 3 days later, the drummer passed away.
Oh, yeah. They're scary coincidences, I hope. But, yeah.
I don't believe I'm capable of killing people with my mind. If not, I'm going to focus on different targets.
You better watch it. The CIA is going to come after your ass. Folks, if Smark ends up dead, I didn't do it.
That's right. Is that what we're doing now? I have a will to live. I don't wish to die. If I'm found dead, it was not of my own doing.
Hey. Jeffrey Epstein said if he's found dead, he didn't kill himself. So, but yeah, speaking of all that, yeah. Droz, Friday, we learned that he did pass away. Friday morning, very early, we all learned it. It was kind of like when I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? And age 54, which we all know, the story behind Draws. He obviously, in a match with D'Lo Brown, he took a bad move and became paralyzed. And really he was only with the company not, I mean, just over a year when it happened. On television when it happened, he made his television debut in September 7th, 1998. Um, on an episode of Raw, and then he was with Legion of Doom. We all know that. He was Puke. I mean, if you ever saw Beyond the Mat, he's one of the, he was one of the big parts of that, where Vince is back there. He's gotta puke. So that was one of the bigger parts of that movie, and there was that, and then he, just unfortunately, it was just a bad thing that happened on October 25th, 1999. So literally, a year and a month on television, and he was against D'Lo Brown, and October 5th. I'm sorry, just under a whole year on television, and just suffered a neck injury, and it paralyzed him from the neck down. It was a very sad thing, but afterwards became a motivational speaker, kind of, oops, wrong picture, talking about the positivity in life. And, even with his obvious troubles, every picture you ever saw of him, there was a smile on his face. Always. Always. So, tough one, man. Tough one. I mean, you look at this picture, you see how strong he was, and, you go back to be on the mat and how jacked he was there. And I mean, former football player. Just this was a guy that WWE obviously had some faith behind at the time.
For sure. And I mean, we'll never really know if that was, properly placed faith or not. We never really got to see him develop as a wrestler. Like you said, it was only like less than a year. Not a whole hell of a lot of time to learn the ropes. Like you said, the Beyond the Mat part was interesting too, because it was like, it wasn't the best gimmick in the world, but it was an opportunity to see a gimmick being developed in front of you, like see Vince pitching it and to see what he thought of it and how they were going to work it out, and the basic points that they wanted to hit during about the character and like the vignettes and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was. It was interesting because I mean, no one really knew a lot about that whole thing before you saw stuff like that. I mean, we had all heard about it, and I'm sure everybody had ideas of how that would work, but to see it and to see this gimmick, especially, I mean, a guy who can puke on command, that was pretty cool to see. And I mean, obviously, he became more than that. He was more than just puke. He became Draws, and he was out there for a while. He was out there with Albert for a while, and yeah, right. He was out there with that was him out there with Albert for a while, right?
I am pretty sure. Yes, I remember they had a brief tag team. I think it was like right before Test and Albert became a thing.
Yeah, I thought that was. I'm not 100%, but I think that was him out there with him. But yeah, it was like I said, it was a sad thing to see that Draws had passed. But his family actually put out a statement on WWE.com. Very long statement. I'm not going to read all that. But like I said, man, it was just good to see a guy who had, obviously his career taken away, a career he was obviously loving, and still just went out there and became a motivational speaker and basically told people no matter what happened to you in life, just stay positive. So yeah, well, condolences to the family and friends, and we'll miss Draws, man.
He was also in the Brawl for all. That was an interesting little footnote in the career.
I forgot about that.
Yep, he he fought Hawk, and it went down to a draw. Hawk got injured, so he ended up advancing. He beat Savio Vega, and then he ended up losing to Bradshaw on points, which was ultimately a blessing in disguise, because then Bart Gunn beat the shit out of Bradshaw for about 2 minutes, and that was wonderful for everybody involved.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes, folks. But yeah, Yeah. So you know what? On the heels of that, I guess we'll jump around this thing a little bit, Smart. I know you don't mind jumping around the stories a little bit, but today, July 6th, something actually happened today on July 6th. On this day in 1985, Randy Savage made his WWF debut. That's right. He did on a July 6th episode of Championship Wrestling, defeating Aldo Marino. And Randy was billed as the top free agent in pro wrestling. So there you go. A little something that happened just today, July 6th. Thought it was kind of cool to bring up.
Right on. I remember there's like a series of vignettes that I saw on YouTube where like there's a bunch of, we were talking about managers last week, a bunch of like top managers were like trying to recruit him. I remember seeing that. There's a couple of different ones. I think like Freddie Blassie was involved. Maybe I could be wrong, but there was a couple of managers, like whoever was managers at the time. 85, they were all trying to recruit him. It was pretty interesting.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. I mean, you think about him back in those days, man. He was jacked. He was, I mean, always charismatic, but colorful. I mean, big outfits. I mean, look, Jesus, look what he's got wings here, man. He's got fucking Red Bull.
That's right.
He's got Red Bull.
It is. I will say though, it's really cool though. Like even to this day, where like Slim Jim still uses him, like his face, his image for, their advertisements or whatever. Like you see him I see a bunch of different, like you can go to the store, like Slim Jim has his face all over their products. It's cool that he's like still continuing to be like the face of Slim Jim, because like who else would you think of? Who else could you possibly use?
Well, they tried to bring out that guy with the like really tall hair, like a Slim Jim hair guy.
I remember, now that you mention it, and I do remember that. That was
that was a try. That was a try. That now, is it that they're still using it, or is the box the Slim Jim's in so fucking old?
It could be either. It really could.
I've definitely eaten a Slim Jim and be like, let me check the date.
I mean, yeah, like I said, that's also possible. That could have been a Slim Jim that was like made before, BD before death.
Check the date. Been rubbed off with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
What is this pungent smell? That smells familiar.
Just like the new number and more recent date is drawn over with a Sharpie.
Yeah. You know how it goes. But all right. You know what, Smark? Hit one.
Hit one?
Hit one, my man. Go ahead. Take one down. Pass it around. Another beer for Boxman. Yay. No.
Well, I got some good news, because we were talking about departures, but there's a return on the horizon, or it actually just happened. A man who probably loves him a good Slim Jim. It is my distinct pleasure and thrill to announce to you that Gene Snitsky is back in the game.
Oh, Snitsky.
That's right. After 3 years of being out of the ring, Gene Snitsky, I like how they wrote this up as though he's like fucking James Bond, returned to wrestling at MLW Battle Riot 2023. Snitsky has been involved with many memorable moments throughout his wrestling career, whether he was punting babies or developing a foot fetish. It's just the most you could possibly hope to achieve. The overachieving theme of his career is that it wasn't his fault. Speaking to Jeremy Lambert and Joel Pearl on In the Weeds, they don't sponsor us, so fuck them, Snitsky revealed how his return to wrestling came about. Quote, I got contacted by Lance Anoa'i, who is part of the Samoan dynasty. His dad actually trained me, his dad and grandfather also. He reached out and was like, hey, you want to do some stuff with MLW? Court was wanting to bring you in. Heck yeah, let's do it. I love those guys. I love Court. I've known Court for a long time. We go way back. He's created quite a thing for himself in MLW, and I was here we go, he said. Snitsky will be in action in MLW Never Say Never on July 8th. Saturday. While no opponent has officially been announced, Snitsky told us he believes he's facing Micro.
Who?
There you go.
Who?
I believe he's a little fella, Micro Man.
That should be great. Stitsky's such a large man. Doesn't look
I think it's
bad.
Austin Aries wearing a mask.
Oh, well. All right, he'll be fine. Wow. Wow. Usually I'm the one that gets the Austin Aries short shots in, but that was good. I like that.
I have to rotate him because I've made fun of Low-Key and Davey Richards recently, so I just gotta. He's next on the rotation.
You snuck that one right in, but I mean the guy looks good. I mean,
He looks like a mountain man.
he's got the big gray beard going on. He can shave, maybe. Excuse me, folks. He may shave, he may not. I mean, I don't care what he does, but there you go. He's going to be returning to wrestling. Good for Gene Snitsky, man. I mean, how old is he at this point, though?
That's a good question. I could find out.
I'm looking at him. I'm going to say mid-50s. I'm going to go 56. Not looking.
You know, I'm gonna put him at 48. I'm gonna be nice. I'm just gonna say that he's just a little bit gray. But let's look her up.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going 56.
I'm going 48. Most I would go is 52.
Okay.
We're doing like Price is Right rules here.
All right.
Let's see.
All right.
It's gonna take forever for me to get this to fucking go. So give me a second.
Just type in the word Gene Snitsky age.
Well, yes, I know how to Google things. Thank you. It's a matter of this is fucking running slow today.
Yeah, we got some storms coming in this way too, man. No, seriously, we do. Do I need to do this?
I mean, it's coming up. Let's see. Give me a minute. This is fucking. He was born in 70, January 1970. So do the math.
Oh, so he's only five. Okay, so he's 5 years older than me. I think you're correct. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 52. You hit it.
53, according to Wikipedia.
Okay, well, it depends on when his birthday is. I mean, yeah,
January 14th.
January. So yeah, 50. That makes sense. All right, so all right, there you go. So you win. You did not go over.
Yeah.
You win. Good job. Nice, Mark. Very good. You win knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Right. There you go. So that's what you won, sir. You've won knowledge and power.
How would that be for a real shitty segment of just like we tried to guess what the wrestler's age is and then looked it up in real time? It took like 5 minutes each time.
Yeah, obviously not good.
That would be fucking amazing.
Obviously not good, but good for Snitsky, man. Seriously, good for Snitsky. See him back. I'm sure we'll see some videos on it, and we'll go from there. But good to see him coming back, man. I mean, he's coming back. Nails is making a comeback. What the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
We're Sandman.
Tag team?
We're Sandman.
Rehab?
Yeah. I mean, it was July 4th the other day. I left out meth and cookies for Sandman. He didn't come by.
Your crack pipe was hung by the chimney with care.
Ah, I forgot to leave the pipe. Shit.
Yep. Yeah, how you doing?
You know he's got one in his pocket. Shut up.
Yeah, probably. Ironically, that was actually the last time that I've seen the Sandman. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. He was on a show on the 4th of July. He was wrestling Tim Donst.
There you go. See? Told you, man. Damn it. Got it. Meth cookies pipe. I forgot the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Always forget something. You know, you go to bed. You're like, I think I forgot something.
Wasn't he the same person that like did a shoot interview and he just like left his wife inside of a hot car?
Yes, with a child. And he's talking about, like, yeah, I left her out in the car. She'll be all right. AC's on, car's running. Don't worry about it.
I suppose if she doesn't know how to escape, that is kind of her fault.
Don't worry, she's handcuffed to the steering wheel. She ain't going nowhere. Give me another cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was it. Oh man, that hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt to throw, man. Oh shit. Oh fuck! I just turned into Wolfman Jack. What the hell happened there? Okay.
Yeah, that's probably about what I could do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop that. But while we're talking about Court Bauer, MLW,
The wife, the kids watching the wife. It's a bit of a support system. They're holding each other accountable. I wrestled Raven once. I was in WCW for about 3 weeks. It was pretty cool.
was that how long it was? That hit?
It was probably longer. It was probably a couple of months. I wouldn't say more than a year, though. Again, let's look her up. I'll get back to you on that one.
All right. Well, I'll start talking about this MLW thing since we were talking about Court Bauer and MLW. WrestleNomics yesterday broke a little story about it's something we've been kind of keeping up with, Smark. Sort of. I'm not gonna lie, I like keeping up with some of these lawsuits and stuff like that. So the MLW lawsuit that has all these, basically, they're in a nutshell, they're accusing WWE being a monopoly, kicking them off of streaming services, basically, in essence, threatening streaming services with pulling their program if they don't put them on. Yesterday, a story broke that Jerry McDevitt, longtime lawyer for WWE and Vince McMahon, is supposedly retiring at the end of this year, the end of 2023, and he's been removed from the MLW lawsuit. Of course, Meltzer thinks there's a little more to it than just a retirement. He said, and I quote, he's been slowing down for about a year or two, Meltzer said. But there's more to the story because obviously WWE thought the MLW case was going to go away. And McDevitt wrote arguments to get the case dismissed, and they were all rejected. So the case is going forward. He keeps going. The law firm, let me put this so you guys don't have to just sit here and look at me read. The law firm K&L Gates, which has been representing WWE in the case, the entire law firm is out of the case, and they've hired a new law firm, a very high-powered law firm, to take the case. The same law firm that they use for their merger talks. That kind of makes sense to me, that they would do this. That this is the lawyers they were used. They probably got a very good relationship with this law firm. It could be Endeavor's law firm that did this. I don't know. It could be. But as we keep going, so there's more that meets the eye. Transformers. You don't replace an entire firm unless there's something going on. And obviously, Vince McMahon was not happy with that aspect of the case not going away. So, McMahon thought the case was going to go away. It didn't. So he said, "Yarr."
I'm just sort of consumed with the idea of he's like on his last day of the job, it's like Jerry McDevitt like just fucking tops his hat off and just turns into fucking Starscream and just like right goes off into the sunset. Like Jerry McDevitt was a transformer this entire time.
What's gonna? Okay. What's? Shit. Yeah, I mean, this guy's been around since the '94 steroid case. I mean, yeah, I guess Vince would. I mean, we've read that they were trying to get this thing thrown out. They don't think that MLW's got no ground to stand on. This case shouldn't even have been in court. This case is still in court. So it's going to continue. A new law firm is handling it. Like I said, I would not doubt if this was Endeavor's law firm. But Meltzer, like I said, Meltzer thinks there's more that meets the eye here.
Gotta stop using that phrase.
I'm gonna have to use that like all night now. More than meets the eye.
Maybe Dave Meltzer is a transformer. That would explain his like sort of cadence.
What does he transform into? A piece of shit?
Cluttered desk.
See, now you can polish, but it's okay. Forget it. Okay.
Or like an Animorph.
I don't know. He probably transforms into like a weight bench.
There you go.
He probably transforms into a weight bench.
Like a kimono or something. Like he's
Maybe.
really into Japanese women.
Maybe transforms into a geisha girl. Wait, what? Wait, what?
I think that'd be pretty interesting. So
What just
Dave
happened?
Meltzer, just like in the white face paint, just sort of hand over his face, giggling like a schoolgirl.
Fuck just happened there? All right. Anyway,
There you go. So on a more like relevant note, I guess, McDevitt, when he retires, do you think he goes into the Hall of Fame? Like he almost has to. He's saved their ass so many times, or let them get away with so much fucking unscrupulous shit.
no, I'm gonna go no. I think so. I think some things may get dug up that no one wants to. Now remember, I'm gonna go back to one of the shows I did solo, where we still have what the board knows as non-public information. I bet you, dude. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Jerry McDevitt ends up dead. He probably knows where a lot of bodies are buried. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? Bodies are buried. You know what I mean?
Become the next Epstein.
I don't know, man. This guy knows. He's got to know everything. This guy, every dirty little secret, every NDA. You think we know about all the NDAs out there? You think there's not more? Oh, I'll bet they're just buried much better than Oh, I'll bet there's more that we don't know about. Oh, yes.
Norhep says Dave Meltzer is Martian Manhunt.
There's another gimmick. It's another gimmick right there. But yeah, I would think McDevitt knows where everybody is buried in that company. I would think he knows every dirty little secret. He probably lets his dog lick him in the mouth.
My lips. Oh,
I'm joking, Smark. I'm kidding.
no lips.
I know. You're a good person to let your dog give you kisses. Sweet little dog.
Kiss it. Oh, that's a jackal.
Good doggo. Good dog.
I highly recommend if you have not seen the Patrice O'Neill Animal Lover bit, please do it.
God, there's a guy that went. I'll talk about too early. I mean, literally, I was listening to one Opie and Anthony one day, and I heard he was like gone. It was scary, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs are barking. I bet they're barking because my oldest son came out of his room.
Could be.
This puppy is so fucking protective of us. It's scary. It's scary, but she needs to. She won't let anyone in the house. We had someone in the house today to do some electrical work, and she just would not stop barking at him. We put her in her cage. She just barked in her cage. So she's a protective little pup, man. She only trusts us right now. So I don't even know what she was going through before she came here. But the older she gets, the more I'm happy we have her, and she's not out there on the streets. I mean, it's literally a fucking 100 and some degrees outside. So she'd be dying right now out there.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Yeah, she's definitely better off right here with us. I don't give a fuck. She's a good, sweet girl, and she is a snuggle bug when at night, dude. I literally wake up pinned in the bed. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, when I get out of the bed, I have to slide out because I have her on the left side of me. My other dog is usually curled up along my, in like the crease of my knees, the back of my knees. That's where my other dog lies. So between him and her, I am pinned in when I wake up. There's mornings I don't even want to get up. I'm just like, oh, doggy, snuggies.
I start off usually about the middle of my bed, and then just as the night goes on, I just progress closer and closer to that wall back there.
Oh. And my older dog, my half pug, half Boston Terrier, He starts by my knees. Like I said, by the morning, he's literally right in between me and my wife. Usually his head is on one of our pillows. He's right in between us. Both dogs like touching both of us to sleep. But my old man Scooter definitely. I mean, I really think he's turning 14 soon. Matter of fact, his birthday was on July 4th.
Well, that becomes tricky math too, because like it's not obviously before you get the dog. It's usually been around for a couple of months, so like actually determining how old it actually is can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, and he was a rescue. He was a rescue, so it. I don't know, man. I know he's getting old, and that makes me sad. But anyway.
Yeah, I know all about it. Mine's 10, so.
Yeah, and I mean, I've had dogs since I was a kid, so I've lost them, but it's never easy.
Sure, especially like for you, you have kids in the mix.
Yeah, that's what worries me. I mean, I know what I was like when I lost my dog that I brought from Florida, Mac. I know what I was. I was a wreck, flat, plain and simple, dude. I was a mess. I was a mess for hours, and I don't even want to think about it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
These kids, but Smark, lay it on me, my man.
No, well, shit. I was gonna. We'll have a fun segue, but then it's just gonna get right back to being depressing.
I didn't say lay it out. I said lay it on me.
Well, laying it out, dogs, doggy style, Alicia Fox. Let's do it.
Oh, excuse me while I whip this out. A little blazing saddles for you there, folks. Go ahead.
Somebody I would not mind to have on all fours. Alicia Fox opened up a house show incident in February 2019 that ultimately led to her going into rehab. And I love the way that this is worded. In a Twitch stream that aired on Friday. It's not fucking network television. People just go online whenever they want to.
Right.
Fox talked about needing to get out of the business before it, quote, killed her. Citing issues with alcohol in the stream, she thanked WWE for paying for her sobriety, saying that the house show incident in which she appeared to be intoxicated while wrestling a match changed her life. Quote, it actually changed my whole life. See, there you go. Proof positive.
That's it. Awesome. Well, no, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
That's the end of the article.
I'm sorry.
It's time to move on.
No, please.
This is what got me to rehab, which I'm forever grateful for. Forever grateful that the company had that support. Fox said the match she was supposed to be in got changed at the last minute, causing her to stress out. Fox said that after the match, she was given, quote, a field sobriety test by WWE medical staff where other WWE stars walked in. Seems professional. Quote, I guess the rumor mill is everyone was saying I looked drunk. I looked like I was bumping crazy. I have no idea. I've been the match, guys. I don't know, she said. I was kind of rushed and stressed out about changing the match. I don't know what's going on. Here's where the mic drops. I don't really know how to put this, but this is true. By the time I got out of my match, I'm being taken out by the medical team, and they give me a field sobriety test in the training room. And it's like no Arn, no producer, Seth and Braun are like popping their heads in there. They're asking me what day it is, what city we're in. I felt like such a failure. Fox said that the producers had no idea where she was and felt like she didn't have any protection and felt embarrassed by her coworkers. She said she has not contacted Anderson since the incident. It was reported that Arn Anderson was fired from WWE for letting Fox work the match while appearing to be intoxicated. Quote, I still haven't even been able to talk to him about this. And that was a bridge built water deep. I don't know. I went to the locker room, I packed up my stuff, and the girls came in acting like they didn't know what was going on. She also accused WWE of exploiting her family's drinking problems to use for the Total Divas reality show. Gasp. I've also experienced this total diva living in reality and trying to pay my bills. Yeah, sure, I'll do a storyline about my family and exploit them and their drinking problems, no problem. Then I'll go cry in another podcast. Fox announced back in May that she was no longer under WWE contract following the house show incident in 2019. She returned that April, but was later taken off the road, permanently only making sporadic appearances on WWE television prior to her release.
Now, she never flat out said whether or not she was actually intoxicated during that match. Did she? I didn't catch that in that story. I didn't catch a flat no. I didn't catch a flat yes. I caught a. And she also didn't say if she passed that sobriety test.
No, I feel like it can be inferred that she didn't,
Since she was
which
released.
would
Well,
then make it true that she was intoxicated. Because I mean, like if she would have passed it, they wouldn't have fired her, theoretically speaking.
probably not, I would think. But listen, Alicia Fox gets a lot of shit. She's not great in the ring. I liked her character, her crazy character. She is gorgeous, number one. She gets a lot of crap, though, for her wrestling and obviously for that girl, Ariane, saying that, her favorite match to Stone Cold was Melina versus Alicia Fox. She gets a lot of shit, but if she got her life together, and no matter what just by what she was saying, I would assume she was fucked up. And she said that's the match that got me to rehab. Just by her words, I'm assuming she was. And look, if whatever it took, she got her act together. It seems like she's doing well, and that's awesome. I can't fault her, and I will not make fun of her for that. So that's great. I hope she's the wrestling business can be tough on certain people. But the Total Divas thing, I do remember, and they did. She was one of those girls on the show where it was every scene she had a drink in her hand. 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 Everywhere they were, oh, she had a glass of wine. She had this, she had that. She was always drinking on the show. I remember that. I watched that season. Don't judge me, motherfucker.
I mean, I was going to say, I can't fathom somebody having to have a prolonged conversation with Nikki Bella and not having a drink in their hand.
Well, yeah. And there's two more girls that literally they're always drinking wine. Those two girls.
That is always the weirdest shit. Is like for some reason it is acceptable to drink wine. It just whenever the fuck you want to,
dude. I'm
like no matter what day it is, no matter what time it is, that is somehow socially acceptable.
Dude.
However, you break out the rum at like 2:30 on a Tuesday. All of a sudden, people are working.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I used to do remember I told you when I used to do the horses, riding horses and doing the circuit, we traveled around, and these horse moms of these, younger girls, teenage girls, would literally, I'm talking 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. We were up at 4. We would go, we would take care of the horses, get them ready. 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and they got their big, jug of Gallo or whatever, or Ernesto and Gallo or whatever. And they would be drinking till midnight. No one ever thought anything of it. Never called them alcoholics, never nothing of that. But they drank they would go through 4 or 5 bottles of that. Because, the moms, they'd share it with this one, they'd share it with that one. But they had cases of that shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very rich people. It cost a lot of money to travel around like we did. It did at the time. And we were in a much different position. My dad had a different job, but they would drink all fucking day, dude. All day, those moms. No one ever said anything. But they drank. They drank. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No one said anything. But listen, like I said, man, if she, no matter what it took, she got her shit together. And I can't fault that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not at all. So, all right. Now she's not coming back to wrestling, is she?
I don't think so, considering the fact that she said that it was going to kill her if she stayed in it. So I wouldn't anticipate an AEW debut anytime soon.
Oh.
Or I actually was going to say, I mean, if you have a drinking problem, or if you have a substance abuse problem, the place to go is just Impact. Like you can get on pay-per-view doing that drunk.
As long as it's Victory Road. I don't know. Sting's not there though, so I don't know.
I just, for whatever reason, pictured Sting being at that house show. Like he was her opponent that night. He was just like, damn it, again. It's like, shit, I'm going to have to shoot pin another one.
Oh, jeez. Oh, shit. Well, speaking of shoot pinning, we all know that last week was Money in the Bank, and it was in Canada. And speaking of Canadians, though, Natalya was given a few world records by Guinness World Records, actually. She was given most WWE matches by a female, 1,514. Most WWE wins in a career, female, 663. Most WWE PLE pay-per-view appearances, 75. And that was female also. Most WWE WrestleMania appearances, female, 8. Most WWE Raw matches, 174. SmackDown matches also 200 even. So she was given a bunch of certified Guinness Book of World Records.
It's interesting because it's like, when did they establish these records? Like, this has to be like the first time. Like, she didn't surpass anybody, did she? They had to just like, they made these for her.
Yeah, I'm sure with enough money you can do this.
I suppose.
I'm sure. You could do this. Yeah, I mean, it's.
I mean, if anything, I feel like she deserved an award for her stellar Applebee's commercial.
I think she deserves an award for that body. Jesus Christ.
She was also on the Total Diva show, which thank God that show doesn't exist anymore, because like, we would have witnessed some very strange things moving forward. She's only gotten weirder.
Is this the whole taking pictures of her sister thing?
It
is weird, but it's so hot in some way.
Like, I mean, hey, if they're two consenting adults, and fucking do whatever you want to do. I mean, but creepy. It's still weird.
It is, but it's hot too.
I suppose. Like, I mean, if these were like two dudes, though, I feel like there would be a much different reaction to all of this. And I don't just mean from you; I mean from like everybody in general. I mean, like, if the fucking Hardy Boys were doing this.
Okay, I wouldn't say it was hot, but I wouldn't fucking say any. I mean, it would still. I'd still say it was weird. I said this was weird too, but I don't know. Those two girls with just giant melons and sisters, and lots of men's fantasies, sisters. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I haven't heard enough time with one girl. Jesus, two. Oh my God.
Like, now there's two people that are upset with me for reasons I don't quite comprehend.
Now I got to apologize to both of them? Fuck. Jesus. I'm sorry. I was cleaning it. One off of my hand.
Like, I'm going to be entirely honest here. They're both good-looking girls, but I feel like the real incentive would be that I would just stick around long enough to be able to meet Teddy. Because at some point, Teddy's coming to like a Christmas party or like New Year's. And it's just like, all right, this is what I've been waiting for.
But Total Divas did show us that TJ was a bit of a... Are you
coming to my cat's quinceañera?
What the... Cat's quinceañera.
Cat's doing fucking moonsaults with a little sombrero on. It's the most adorable thing you've ever seen.
Oh, fuck the cat.
Tell me that that's not something that he would at the very least consider doing.
I gotta put that back up for a minute. It's so him, dude. That is so fucking him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it so funny. Oh, shit. Okay, I can breathe. All right. So, all right. We'll slowly make our way here into a little bit of AEW news. That's a good thing. Wow.
It's kind of just dawned on me that we're terrible people. Because the whole idea was that you sent this and like she was supposed to be like acknowledged for all the hard work that she's done throughout the last like 10 years or so. And we just spent the last 5 minutes being like, it's weird that she wants to fuck her sister. No. It's just like, all right, well,
Yeah, but I also said it was kind of
there's
hot.
the
Yeah, I
rub.
mean, I also said it was hot. So, you know, anyway. We all know that there was this little once Sasha Banks got hurt a while ago went at the New Japan show. Willow Nightingale became the New Japan Strong champion. Well, not anymore. Giulia actually did beat her to become the new NJPW Strong champion. I do not know much about this girl, but wow. Good look. Great look, actually.
Yeah, she changes her look quite a bit. I don't know a lot about her or a lot about women's Japanese wrestling at all, honestly. But I have heard that her name before. She seems to be one of the biggest stars that they have like overseas in terms of female talent. Because, like I said, I don't follow the shit, and I know who she is, so that speaks to something at least.
She looks like a star. Just her look. I mean, she has kind of almost like a Native American thing kind of look going with the things hanging down, almost like the bear, the feathers. But I like the look, and I mean, she's a pretty girl. I like the look, but I'll have to jump on YouTube and see a little bit of this, see what she's all about. But I really like her look, and I'm not just talking about her physical appearance. I like the gimmick look. I like the whole thing. So if you've never seen her, jump online. Her name is spelled with a G, Giulia.
That's right.
So yeah, just check it out if you haven't seen it. But I mean, her physical appearance is there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that her gimmick looks like something that I would that would sell right now. So
Yeah, she has a quality to it.
There you go. So all right, I didn't think we were going to spend more than a couple minutes on that, but all right, Smark, let's get some real news here.
Yeah.
Folks, it's happened. We mentioned them. We mentioned the mogul affiliates last week. We did it again. Trench was fired, folks. Gone. Trench. I can't believe it's Mark. This guy had such a promising career in AEW. Who the fuck am I kidding? This guy was fucking pretty useless. I don't even think he had a match yet. He was the guy that came out with Parker.
Went on undefeated.
Oh, well, yes. Oh, yeah, 0-0. I think that's a draw. I don't know, Smart.
One for every O in his contract.
There you go. But obviously he was with he came down with Strickland. They were the mogul affiliates at the time. But Parker Boudreaux did tweet that he ain't going nowhere. He's staying right where he is. But this guy...
Do you think that was him saying that he's not leaving AEW, or do you think that was like a reflection on his career?
I think both.
Like, I'm not going anywhere, trust me.
Yeah, we know. I mean, NXT had all the faith in this guy. They put him in a storyline with a guy that they are pushing still to this day. And they didn't see something in him. So I don't know what AEW can do with this guy, but I don't see much. But I don't know. And I definitely didn't. I had never seen anything from this guy. Graydon Goatsman. We had talked about him being a former baseball player. Was his real name, but no longer. His contract expired, and they just said no. So I don't know. What do you? They have like a fucking 6-month contract.
Basically, yeah. That's what it seemed like.
Exactly. So
Also, like, how bad was he that he was never like given an opportunity that he would just have a match like on a Rampage or something? Just like, I just go out there and figure it out.
yeah, how bad can you be that AEW won't even give you a match? That's saying something.
And like, he's a big guy too, so you give him a squash match. Like, it doesn't have to be like a 5-10 minute thing. You just put him against some random fucking independent talent from whatever town you're in.
Well,
Didn't even do that.
they can bring him an Impact and call him Drench.
Moat.
Moat.
Mm-hmm. I mean, plus he has a burgeoning rap career to fall back on, so he'll be doing all right. I mean, it's a little bit of a shame they fired him so close to 4th of July, but
oh yeah,
I think old Tom's going to be doing okay for himself. I mean, Trench. I'm sorry.
He'll be all right. I mean, the guy does have he's got a wrestler look, but if he get listen, just because you look like a wrestler doesn't mean you are a wrestler. You know.
Mm.
I could put on a fucking doctor jacket, look like a doctor. I'm not a fucking doctor.
Mm.
I don't even play one on TV.
But can you be a DJ?
Sure.
See, there you go. You put on the doctor's outfit, you DJ. Next thing you know, you're selling headphones and fucking making millions of dollars off that.
I watched that over the weekend, straight out of Compton. And I'm watching it, and I'm watching the copy I have, and I'm like, wow, this seems longer than the other movie. Like 4 fucking scenes that were not in the fucking original movie I watched were in this fucking thing. It was the extended cut. It was 2 hours and 50 minutes, 2:46. So it was long, but a lot of parts I hadn't seen. So I was glad I fucking checked it out again, man. Great fucking, such a good movie, that movie.
I actually have not seen it. I don't usually watch the biopics. Just because, like, a lot of it is exaggerated or, like, condensed, or it's not exactly what it is that happened. Like, there's some manipulation involved. Like, I like watching, like, documentaries and, like, behind the music and shit like that. Like, the stuff that happened, verbatim. But not so wild about the biopics.
Me, Anthony, and Bobby actually reviewed the movie. And Bobby was kind of in that world, so knew a lot of the stuff that was exaggerated, that was bullshit, that was true. So go check out Hollywood Hangout. That's up on there. Anchor. Check it out on Anchor. I know I got to bring it back, folks. I do. I know. Don't even tell me. I know. But yeah, there's Trench. So Smark, we got tell you what, let me get one more out of the way, then you can knock one out, then we'll wrap up, then we'll get to AEW. Thunder Rosa, everybody. We know she had come back right before Collision started. There was a video released actually today, July 6th, that she put out that says she may actually be coming back in like 4 to 6 weeks. She may be cleared to come back and wrestle. But in the meantime, she has been doing some announcing for the Spanish announce team on Collision. So, yeah, I mean, she looks amazing in this picture. She looks great in this picture. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with that. But you what? You want a hug? Come here. I give you a huggy. Oh, thank you, little girl. Thank you. My daughter came in just to give me a hug.
There you go.
Anyway. Oh, you have to go pee? Oh, you didn't come in just to give me a hug. You tricked me. You tricked me, silly girl. She fucking tricked me. She had an agenda. She had an ulterior motive to come in here instead of just a hug.
That's always how it works.
You women. My gosh. Oh, anyway,
Like,
Thunder Rosa. What?
I believe he said "you women."
I never would say that.
So it's directed as like I was included in this.
No,
like, look, they're going down. and they're getting smaller. They're like non-existent at this point. They used to be big.
Oh, all right. No, I didn't mean that. Anyway, Thunder Rosa hopefully making a comeback in 4 to 6 weeks. This is what the AEW medical team is telling her. Maybe 4 to 6 weeks she can come on back. And I mean, she's been out of action since August of 2022. So we're coming up on a full year since she's been out. So, with her back injury. So hopefully she can make it back. There you go. There you go. Again, a couple articles I knew we weren't going to spend too much time on, but hopefully she makes it back. There you go. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm rooting for her. I'd like to see her back. Speaking of full year, to answer a question from 40 minutes ago at this point, September 98. This is September 99. That was the Sandman's WCW run.
A year.
He was fired as a cost-cutting measure.
Look, we can't keep buying all this liquor for you, and the Coke is putting us way, way, way over budget.
We don't even know where to get Quaaludes anymore. It is 1999.
Oh, you know where to go. Okay, that's not a problem. Anyway, well, Smark, I would say, speaking of Quaaludes, you can probably hit your last story. That was wrong.
Sure. Well, I mean, we were talking about Natalya's sister, and we were talking about Thunder Rosa. A man who appreciates both of them based on his likes on Twitter. Jim Ross, on his Grilling with JR podcast, Jim Ross gave an update on his health after suffering a fall last week. Ross suffered the fall on the same day of AEW's Collision premiere episode. Despite being injured, Ross flew to Chicago to be part of the Collision broadcast. He was in commentary for the show's CM Punk and FTR versus Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson main event. Ross struggled through the match with a hoarse voice. Following the Collision episode, Ross apologized for the way he sounded and announced that he was going to step away to heal. Ross noted on Grilling JR that the fall happened when he tripped over his CPAP machine used to help with sleep apnea cord while going to the bathroom. In the middle of the night, he fell face first into his end table after tripping. Ross said he believes he suffered a concussion in the fall. He had headaches, unsteadiness, and blurred vision after falling. Ross admitted that it was a mistake to get on the plane to fly to Collision. He thought he was doing the right thing for the company, the fans, himself, but it was a wrong thing for everyone. Ross said he's feeling pretty good right now and thinks he's getting better every day. Ross said he's very lucky that he woke up after the fall and that he didn't bleed out. He had a lot of blood on his pillowcase when he woke up. Ross said he doesn't have a return date for when he's going to get back on the road, but he will be back in AEW. Ross said he appreciates Tony Khan for being patient with him and encouraging his good health. Ross said it's heartwarming that the fans, along with the wrestlers in both AEW and WWE, have reached out to support him after the fall. Doctors told Ross that the way his voice sounded on Collision may have just been because of the stress of his injury. AEW announced last month that Ross would provide, quote, expert analysis as part of the Collision broadcast team. Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness are the commentary team for the show, with Ross slated to join them during main events.
Yeah. I worry about JR. He's got no one at home with him. He's falling. This is not there's like 4 pictures of JR with a black eye. I'm worried about the man. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little worried about the guy.
Yeah, honestly.
The guy's a great voice, a voice a lot of us grew up with watching wrestling. I don't want to lose JR to a dumb fall, tripping over a fucking CPAP cord. Be careful.
Unfortunately, depending on how you fall, there's more to it than just that, but that's what got home.
Yeah, it kind of looked like there was a guy sitting there with his fist cocked when he hit the night table, but anyway. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Some guy with a very, very noticeably fake mustache that looked like it was drawn with a Sharpie was holding a stack of nickels in sort of a sock. Just bink.
JR owes somebody money we don't know about. I don't know.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I legit, though, I do worry about JR right now. Like I said, there's more than one picture of him with the black eye and, busted up. And It's just not good to see. And I mean, it's just sad, dude. I know he still wants to be involved. I know he still wants to do this, but and I believe, I don't know this. I believe he's trying to do anything he can to keep himself busy still, to try to keep his mind off his wife. Try to forget he's alone.
Yeah.
So I would assume he's trying to keep busy to do that, which again is sad. It is, man. It's a tough way to think about somebody, that they're only doing this just to keep their mind off the fact that their wife passed. So I don't know, man. All around right now, I'm worried about JR. I kind of wish he could just kind of go home and retire, but I don't think he wants to do that right now.
Right.
So I don't know, man. JR, be careful.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad because it's like, first off, he did two things that they tell you not to do when you get a concussion. Like, he went right back to sleep, and then he got on an airplane. Those are like the two biggest no-nos.
Oh yeah.
So if he did indeed have a concussion, that's not great. It's a little bit sad too to see him now, where like I feel like he still does a good job with commentary, but like the fact that they're like kind of putting him on a pitch counter now, where it's like, all right, just do the main events. Like that's all we're gonna ask you to do. Like it's kind of sad to see him going out that way. Like I don't think he's bad at what he does, even right now. But it is just a little bit sad to see him just like kind of reduced to just, all right, main events.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But maybe they're looking to phase him out. Maybe he's looking to just take a backstage role and keep himself busy. So that is a funny story, Norab. He said Paul London used to accidentally get Triple H's rooms because he said they were always big rooms, honeymoon suites, because they had the same initials, Paul Michael London and Paul Michael Levesque. Oh, you got the name wrong. You got the last name wrong. That's funny. Brian Kendrick would get jealous. That's because he thought that there were aliens in the room. He was jealous because people were seeing aliens and he wasn't. Okay. So one last thing, and I don't know how much time we're going to spend on this. Now, Smark, I don't know if you've seen this picture. Well, I sent it, but I don't know if you've seen it yet. Folks, this picture is not real. I don't know if it's Photoshop or AI.
Yeah, I saw this like last night, and then I saw you sent it to me, and I have no idea why I thought it was real. I think it was just because like it's like you want to believe.
Yeah, well, I know one
it's
thing.
It's like Santa Claus. You want to believe.
Yeah, you do. You do, but I'll tell you, I believe Ruby has tattoos on her thighs, so that's one thing that makes this not a real picture. But this little picture came out, and boy, it was all over my timeline. Everybody's freaking out. Saraya also doesn't have her torso tattoo. So a few things missing. I think this was AI. I'm not sure this was Photoshop.
There's
but
no Brad Maddox.
that's what they should have. That would have been a Photoshop job. But
God, I wish I could. I wish I had like any kind of image editing program. I would just put like Brad Maddox off in like bottom left hand corner.
I could do it. Put him right there, right there. I could do that. But yeah, this is a great picture, but not real. Everyone's freaking out about it. It's a great thought. It really is. I would love if this was a picture. I mean, good Lord, just imagine Saraya, Ruby, and Tony Storm. Imagine opening your door and these three are standing there. Good Lord. Fucking just just kill me now. Well, not right now. Wait a few minutes.
Yeah.
Just give me Ruby. But
yeah.
I would
agree with that, actually.
I'm good with that. I'd be fine if it was just Ruby. I'd be okay. But yeah, this picture not real. What a thought. But I was looking at it closely earlier. I can't tell if it's AI because there's a lot of AI pictures going out right now. or if it's Photoshop. I think it might be AI picture. But either way, it was a good thought. It was a good it's a good picture. Either way, it got posted. I mean, it was like every other post on my timeline the other night.
Mhm.
And like I said, I believe Ruby has tattoos on her thighs. Soraya's torso tat is missing. It's a good it'd be a I mean,
I think the only thing that now that has to be done is like for prosperity's sake, they're going to have to actually take this photo for reals.
I hope they do. They should. I mean,
I
listen, this
mean, you
is
can't have like these sort of like nefarious fake photos circulating
no.
and actually have real photos.
Mm. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. They should. I mean, Tony Storm basically comes out in just this anyway.
Yeah, that's basically just her normal attire.
Yeah, Soraya is worn less. Ruby would be the one that it would be a little weird on. But yeah, I just thought this picture was right up our alley.
Mhm.
Right up our alley. So I think that's all I've got for news right there, Smark. I think that's all we got.
I think maybe JR was one that made this photo.
No. Maybe.
Just send it to him. I'll keep him busy for a little.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Wish I had thought of it.
That's right.
I would have kept that myself. Good photo, though. It is. It is. But yeah, just like I said, just imagine walking in and those three are standing there like that.
I think I would just basically, just before anything happened, I would have to point to Saran and be like, all right, please do not ruin this by talking. Like you in particular, that the accent is going to ruin it. So just please stop.
Oh no, I love the accent.
No, I don't like the British accent.
Oh, I love it on women. And Australian.
Like they either sound like, well, yes, Australian's great, but like the British accent, they either sound like they think they're smarter than you, and potentially they are, or they just sound like they're drunk and it's like 2 a.m. They've already gone through like 8 rum and cokes.
Oh, God, she can. She can scream, which is what I would hope for.
Mm-hmm.
I love the accent. I don't mind the accent.
Paige here, like no.
Oh, just sitting there and she would just be on hotter. Okay, yeah. Before my wife comes in. Anyway, AEW folks. Dynamite last night. I'll admit I probably didn't get every nook, cranny, and trench of this show, but
I swear to God, I don't know why I thought you were going to say nook and cranny, and then you did. I
did.
Fucking weird.
I did. I think I missed a couple of things. It's just so hard to concentrate when you got 3 fucking kids running around, man. Oh, 2 really. My older one just sits in his room like a bump on a log playing games, but it's so hard. But I think I did okay. Smart can fill in some of the gaps if I have any there.
Sure.
Didn't sound good, did it? Anyway.
Well, you know.
At least I didn't say fill in the gash.
Ooh. So basically what happened, I think at the very beginning of the show.
All right. We started off with Renee Paquette, which is always a good way to start off a Dynamite. And she was talking to Darby Allin. Oh, Darby Allin kind of walked up on Keith Lee and basically said, take your head out of your ass, or you can just sit on the corner and cry about it. Did I get that right?
Yeah, basically, he was talking about him feeling like if he felt like he was lost in the shuffle after losing the tag belts, that he needed to do something about it. Stop being a mopey little bitch, and so on and so forth.
Kind of basically said, I'm, looking to see the old Keith Lee. And not going to lie, I think we kind of got it tonight in this match. It was a good match. I did think it was a good match. A little mix up at the end there. We did have Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy did win, but did you notice that after the ref yelled at one of the guys that Keith Lee was the legal man, he counted Keith Lee. Lee was not the fucking legal man. He was not the legal man. He wasn't. Or no, Lee was the legal man. I'm sorry.
Lee's going to have to go to the... Yeah, he was.
He was. Yeah. Yeah. There was some bullshit going on there. And they counted out Strickland, but whatever. Whatever. I don't exactly see these referees following rules very much so who cares? But they were continuing their Canadian tour here, everybody. So, and to follow up on another thing we talked about last week, Smark, with AEW, after that match, we get a video package for Nick Wayne. It was kind of like a Nick Wayne Darby Allin video. Darby Allin, a lot of time on this show tonight. Darby Allin was talked about how he was actually trained by Buddy Wayne, Nick Wayne's father, who just kind of oddly passed away. Had a heart attack or something. Just kind of went.
Said his heart stopped.
Yeah, his heart stopped. That's what it was. Heart just gave out. But we do see this. We also find out later. Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about it now. We do find out later, though.
It was actually kind of great because Darby's talking about it. He's like, I got a text message that just said that, I don't know, I guess his heart stopped. Then I started punching the steering wheel. Then I started punching the window. Then I decided that I was going to have to be Nick Wayne's best friend. It's like, all right, yeah, maybe they don't need to have you talk.
He's not that good with words.
Like, this is like, you seems like somebody that's just like, I heard him say that. I was like, you know what? I think I understand why his relationships don't work.
Yeah, not very good with words. But yeah, we did find out later in the show that we are going to get Swerve Strickland versus Nick Wayne next week on Dynamite. So there you go, folks. Nick Wayne already debuting.
They did that match in Defy. It's on their YouTube channel.
Ah.
I've seen it before. It's a really good fucking match. So if it's anything like next week is anything like that match, it's gonna be real solid.
Nice. I guess we will find out next week, will we not? We will. Mm-hmm. So we had Jack Perry get into the arena. And he says Hook can handle things like a professional. And basically the same thing happens. Hook comes out, he starts beating his ass. Perry gets away, jumps into a car, and go, 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 and he takes off. About it. Wasn't that? It really was kind of a unnecessary segment. But it's like they just needed to get those two guys on the show and said, here's a quick, easy way to do it. Like they threw it in later. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think it was very well planned segment, but who am I to fucking talk? What do I know? Who have I beat? Right, Smart?
That's it. What's your resume?
Nothing. It's all packaging. I know boxes. That's it. That's why they call me Boxman. We get a video, though, of Adam Cole and MJF. And I got to tell you, they were probably the best parts of the show more than once tonight. Or last night, sorry. Going to take a while to get used to that. But this in the gym was a pretty funny video. They're all there, and they see this heavy guy, which MJF makes fun of him, and Adam Cole tells him, you can't do that. You're not allowed to make fun of him. You can't make fun of him. You can't do that. Can't do that. But they both look at him and go, remind you of somebody. And they both at the same time go, Schiavone. Funny fucking segment, man. Funny fucking segment. These guys are good together. They really are. But like I said, I definitely have a buddy cop feel coming off of these guys. Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely a buddy cop feel coming off of these guys. Like I said, I think I said Starsky and Hutch last week. But anyway, next up, folks, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus the Blade and the Bollywood Boys. I forgot the Bollywood Boys were in AEW.
Yeah, me too, kind of. And I'm gonna hit my favorite part of this. First off, the match was kind of a squash match, if I remember properly.
Yeah.
But my favorite part is like, for no apparent reason, Taz spent a good 2 to 3 minutes making fun of one of the Bollywood boys for having a tank top tan because it was facing the hard camera. He was like, well, you could tell that he just shit all over the guy's tan, and it was making me laugh because I was like, this is the only time they've been on Dynamite in like months, and like you're just making fun of them for having shitty tans.
Tess is just fucking with the guy. That's awesome. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Acclaim do win the trios match. Harley Cameron then pops up on the Tron, who, my lord, another one fucking built wonderfully. And she says the Acclaim deserved to get a beatdown, and next week she'll show everyone what real talent is. So I guess the story now is still that is she still going to try to get Anthony Bowens, even though he plays for the other team?
That seems to be the case.
That does seem to be a case, which is kind of a very stupid storyline. And I hate to say, but we're going from one stupid storyline kind of to another. These blind eliminator matches have been a little weird. They just happened to set to get Strickland and Lee together and Cole and MJF. And this one also seems a little weird. I thought this was funny, though. Matt Hardy was backstage and getting his little team, his tag team partner. And what's this guy's name? RJ City, I think this guy's name is.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. Reads him, and he slow rolls him here, Smark. He slow rolls him. He goes, "Oh, it's Jeff." And Matt's like, "Oh, cool, Jeff. Yeah, like Jeff, my brother Jeff." And he's like, "No, Jeff Jarrett." And you see by the look on Renee's face, probably how Matt Hardy felt.
Mm-hmm.
I loved this picture. Look at her face. She's just like, "Ooh."
It's some quality sitcom facial reactions right there.
I don't know why, man. She's so great. I like her. I can't not like Renee. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm. She's a good addition for sure.
She is. She's great. She's great to have. But yeah. So it was not the Jeff he was expecting. It was Jeff Jarrett. So Jeff Jarrett and Matt Hardy teaming up. That should be kind of cool. After that, though, we got a little recap of Kingston actually defeating Kenta to become the strong open weight champion. So there you go. Showed Homicide down there. Homicide was there. Homicide came down. That's the picture right there of him hugging Homicide. And I think that's pretty cool. We all know Eddie's been kind of working his ass off. Listen, I knew nothing about Eddie Kingston before all this, AEW shit went down. I really didn't know much about him. I had seen him a little bit on NWA, but I fucking like the guy. I think the guy is fucking I think the guy is 100% real. And that's missing nowadays. You know what I mean? Everyone's trying to be this and trying to be that and trying to be, and Eddie Kingston just goes out there and he's not a body guy. He's not trying to be a body guy. He's not a high flyer. He doesn't try to be a high flyer. He's just a fucking tough New Yorker. And that's really what he goes out there and portrays. What else can you say about the guy? You gotta respect that about him. You have to. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but
yeah. I mean, then there are people who don't. I had been a fan since 2009. I had seen a lot of his promos and stuff on YouTube, and it led to me like following Chikara because of him, and just wanted to see what this guy was up to because I wasn't really seeing him anywhere else. So that being said, it's pretty interesting because he has like talked before about like how important Japanese wrestling was to him and how he would have, if given the opportunity to go anywhere, he would have rather gone to like, New Japan than like WWE or anywhere else. So when he talks about stuff like that, it's pretty legitimate. He's not just blowing smoke up people's asses. He's been beating that drum for years. And it's pretty interesting because he was at a point where he was about ready to give the shit up. Like he was about ready to retire and like you said, go on be a construction worker, and because he just never got that opportunity to get the opportunity WWE, to get the opportunity AEW, whatever. Then he finally, got brought on. I saw the promo. I was telling you about that show with the Sandman. I think it was the same show. Eddie Kingston he wrestled a match. He beat this guy. I want to say Red Isams, maybe his name. I don't remember exactly, but he cut the promo on Cody, and he was like calling him like a spoiled, entitled little bitch, and how he would fuck him up, and this, that, and the third. And I was like, well, I guess leave it out there, put that ore in the water, but I don't think that's just ever actually going to happen. And then, lo and behold, like a month or two later, there he is on Dynamite, and then next thing you know, here we are now where he's wrestling in New Japan. He's wrestling the G1 Climax coming up soon.
Yep.
And he's holding a title for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So he's fucking as unlikely of a story as it is. It's a real Cinderella story. And we will ruin that briefly by saying Norab said that a friend told him this is like the equivalent of Reggie crying when he won the 24/7 belt.
I don't know about that. Come on.
Not
The guy, he
exact.
just told this whole fucking, he just went through this whole, Smark just went through this whole beautiful backstory. And that's where you go with it. Oh, man.
He did put that out there before I went through the story, but yeah.
I know. But that is a great backstory.
I mean, yeah, it's cool for him, though. It is cool. I will say this. Like, not only did the power of Eddie Kingston get me to follow an entire company, he almost got me to sit through like fucking a Conrad podcast.
Wow.
Because they did an All Japan watch along on the What Happened When. It was Tony Schiavone, Conrad, and Kingston. And I started watching it, and I had to give up just because there was so much lag with his connection on Skype or whatever it is, however they filmed the show. Like there was just a lot of lag and like audio issues, and I just couldn't sit through the audio issues. But I was willing to sit through an hour of Conrad just to hear what that man had to say.
Apparently he also made up where he came from what? I
don't think the New Yorker thing is a gimmick. He's
that
pretty
accent,
committed to talking that way.
You don't fake that accent. I don't give a fuck if he says he's from Brooklyn and he's from Queens. Stop it. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. Anyway, I don't know. I think the guy is fucking genuine either way. I like the guy. I do. I knew nothing about him before, but I like the guy. I think he comes off very genuine. He comes off like himself, and I like that. I like it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who was telling me that would be an amazing? That would make him like the best fucking character, like actor of all time. If for the last like 20 years, he's secretly from like Ohio or like North Carolina or some shit. Like his entire fucking 20-something career, he's just pretending to be like a fucking gruff New York guy.
Really, he's like, yes, my name is Eddie Kingston. How are you doing? Yo, that is hilarious. No.
He just fucking comes home from work. He just closes the door, puts the keys in a bowl, and then in another bowl, there's just fucking monocles. Just pops one in his eye. Goes about his day.
Gave a fake address for a certain neighborhood that made him seem tougher. Oh. Who's this pal of yours? Does his name rhyme with Meltzer? Does his name rhyme with Seltzer?
His
Huh?
name will rhyme with Bill Lobby.
Oh my God. Nah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But we did hear from Moxley after that, and he was asking for a guy who yells all his promos. Why is Kingston upset all the time?
Yeah, he has blood on his face, and he's like, I don't know why this guy is such a grumpy Gus.
I know. It's like, what the fuck, dude? But we do find out Blood and Guts will be 5-on-5. Now, we do know Kingston will be in the G1, as Smark did say. And we all know Brian is injured. I saw that fucking x-ray that Bree posted. Oh, that is a clean break. That is a clean break. But yeah, so that was all that right there. Actually, we're getting through this quicker than I thought we were. Cool. So Chris Jericho comes out, and he's in Canada. Crowd happy to see him. Crowd loving the song as usual. But in Canada, they love it a little more. So Jericho comes out. He said he's had a few wins, losses over the past few months. Just kind of says he started his career right down the road in Calgary. So with Stu Hart, the crowd booed Stu Hart. Jericho kind of came out. He kind of kept going right there, which brought out Don Callis. Now, don't forget, Callis is from this area too. And Callis says he's making a new family that's going to destroy Omega. He offers officers. What did I just say?
Mm-hmm.
He offers Jericho a spot in the Callis family. And Jericho says, I've only got one word for you. Maybe. 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 That was kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho back in the mirror jacket.
It's a nice jacket.
Oh, man, I fucking love Jericho, dude. He knows what. Don't ever think Jericho doesn't know what is annoying, what is pissing you off. Never think he doesn't fucking know it. He knows it. He thrives on it. I promise you he does.
It's funny because if you think of it, like he's talked about it, like one of the things that what makes him successful, or seemingly what makes him successful, is something that like literally anybody could do, but so many people are so egotistical that they don't. And he listens to the fucking crime reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he says something and it gets a big response, he keeps it up. If he says something he thought was going to get a big response and it doesn't, he fucking moves on. He doesn't keep trying to fucking force a round hole into a square peg. Like he just listens to what people say, like how they react, how they feel about shit, and works within those parameters. Like it's something that literally anybody could fucking do, but so many people are just so stubborn and hard at it that they don't.
Dude, this guy got a pen and a clipboard over. A pen and a clipboard. He got over. That's something. That is big time something right there. But that was a good little segment. I always like when I don't know. I always like Jericho. He has his days where it's like, oh, what the fuck was that? But most of the times, Jericho, he's spot fucking on most of the times. We get a recap of the Samoa Joe, CM Punk little rivalry that's going to be happening on Collision. Listen, by the way, the Collision ratings, I'm still waiting a little bit. I really am. I don't know. Everyone was dying. I swear people want this show to fail. It's like they want this show to fail, Collision. I don't get it. I don't get it, Smart.
Well, it's interesting because not only is it like the WWE people, or not like all of them, but there's like this section of the fucking It's why I don't bother being active on Twitter, is because of these fucking morons.
Mm.
Is like you have the people who are like intense WWE fans that are rooting for AEW to fail, and then you have the fucking AEW fans who refer to WWE only as the Fed, which are fucking dorks. But you have those people that are just back and forth having the pissing contest with the ratings for two companies that they don't own and have no stake in and benefit nothing from their like prolonged success financially. And then you also have the people, though, because it is set up as like Punk show and you have the whole divide between Punk and the Elite, you have the people that are like big Elite fans, big Hangman fans that are like rooting for the show to fail because it's Punk show. So like you had like infighting. It's very strange.
I don't know. I don't want the show to fail because I think that's a bad look on the AEW brand in itself. It's a bad look for the television network. No, no one should want this to fail. No one. No one should. And it's funny, like, you say you got this whole little like, and we've said it before. It's a tribalism thing where they really want this company to do great. And I don't know, man. It's just tough. But this show, it just seems like they've come out of the woodwork. They're dying for it to fail. And I see people, oh, it's just Dynamite 2.0. Oh, you mean the show by the same fucking company that has the same talent, the same roster? Oh, that show. Of course it's fucking the same thing. Jesus fucking Christ. Everyone, I don't know, man. It's weird. This whole tribalism thing is fucking weird. You have to love one company or hate the other. No, you really don't. You don't.
Right.
You
It's gonna
really
be
don't.
interesting to see what they do Saturday, though, because like I'm not somebody who lives and dies off the ratings, but I would like to see like if it improves this week over the last couple, because they're throwing pretty much everything that they have at it. Like it's Punk versus Joe Part 4,
Right.
and you have Hobbs and Stark, which
Right.
is like two big sort of matches and feuds in history and like reasons for you to watch.
Yeah, seems like it's gonna be a good show this week. This week it does. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just fucking weird how this whole tribalism thing is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want the show to fail. I hope it doesn't. But I'm still gonna wait a little while. And we really don't care about the fucking ratings. How is it doing on their app? Tell me
No.
that. How is it doing on the TNT app? Tell me that. You can't. You can't. Anyway, we had Renee backstage with Roderick Strong. Renee looked like a monster beside Roderick.
With a fucking neck brace, Roderick.
Renee looked like a muscle bound bodybuilder beside Roderick Strong.
She looked like Rhea Ripley.
She did. Anyway, I don't give a fuck about that. So we get more. Now we get this Adam Cole match. Adam Cole and MJF. They are up against Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and the Butcher, which they have dubbed Magic Meat. And they're up against MJF and Adam Cole. This is one of those blind eliminator matches, which I liked the match. I really did. I thought it was a fucking fun match, but I got to tell you, the best part was after the match with MJF and Adam Cole. It was the birthday thing and the whole celebration and all that bullshit. I thought that was fucking great. MJF and Adam Cole are really fun together. They're fun.
Well, there's two things. Like the match itself. Like first off, I kind of wish that they would somehow just find a way to just put the Butcher in fucking JAS.
Oh yeah,
because like he's the best part of his team. Like just fucking do something with him. Let the other guy just fall to the wayside. It's gonna be all right. Put him with JAS. Anyways, in the match though, there was that kind of a cool spot where Adam Cole had one of them, I think it was Magic, in the abdominal stretch. and MJF was in the corner, and he just kept begging for him to just reach out and grab his hand for leverage. And Cole kept refusing. He's like, "Come on, just fucking do it." And Cole's like, "All right, fine." So he just reaches out, and they pull on the abdominal stretch, and the referee has to pretend like he's not noticing. That was fun. And then, like you said, the best part happened after the match.
It did. It did. I mean, yeah. I hate to say, but every now and then, not all the time, and rarely, and don't take this the wrong way, but every now and then AEW. I'm hungry. I need a burger. I could use a burger and a root beer right now. I could. But every now and then AEW just kind of gives me not a lot, but a little bit that attitude era where the matches are decent, but the talking segments are usually really good, especially with these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked it. I did, man. I thought this was fucking good.
There's a commitment to this too that I'm appreciating, because like we had the whole they had the gym segment, they had the birthday party, impromptu birthday party after the match. Apparently, I don't remember what day, but it was sometime this week, I believe. MJF called Adam Cole during his Twitch stream to see what he was doing, and he's like, "Well, you're not doing that nerd shit right now, are you?" And he's like, he's live streaming. He's like, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna call you back." He's like, "Oh, okay, have fun playing Pac-Man. Gotta go. Bye."
See, great stuff, man. Just bring an outside world into it, because they do lead a life outside the wrestling world. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty cool. Then we get this other little Jericho thing. He's talking to Sammy, and he's telling Garcia and Sammy both, "You guys can be great without me, and you don't need me leading you." And that's when it's revealed that Garcia and Sammy were paired up in the blind tournament. So there you go. Amazing. These two guys now. Again, this is kind of stupid. I mean, I don't know.
A little bit. Like, I feel like you could get away with doing like one established tag team. It's just like, oh, what are the odds? Like, all right, fine. But when you have multiple ones, like, yeah. I'm even willing to buy like the whole Adam Cole MJF thing. Is like, all right, that maybe that was just pure chance. I'll buy that one because they're not a pre-established tag team. But like you said, Swerve and Keith Lee, and then Garcia and Sammy. There might be there's a bunch of different teams, so there might be another example of that too that I'm just not.
Well, and
yeah, the whole fun of it is like it's supposed to be random tag teams, and you never know, one of them might end up actually catching fire, and then you have a whole new tag team.
There's only one that even seems like it's a random tag team, and that's Menard and Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
That seems random. Magic Meat. Okay. So,
which I'm sad that there was not a promo between those two guys before the match.
Should have been.
Like, even if it was just for like YouTube, that would have been fun.
It should have been. There should have been something. There should definitely have been. But no, they didn't do it. But all right. So we get Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. Britt Baker is back this week. She was sick last week. She is back. This match does fucking happen. I always like to picture they show a Ruby. I love that tongue out. I don't know why. Just do. This was an Owen Hart Foundation women's match. So it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Ruby took the win with a little bit of help from both Saraya and Toni Storm. They kind of made a little chain to make sure the pin held. And that was how the match was won.
It was kind of cool.
It was not bad. Not bad. Good match. I didn't mind it. But we then got the last match, Mark, the main event. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't pay a lot of attention. I know it was Omega versus Yuta Wheeler, correct? Or Wheeler Yuta.
That's right.
Yuta Wheeler.
Yeah, you give him sort of the Japanese pronunciation where they do the last name first.
No, that was the stupid, dumbass, tired Boxman pronunciation. That's what that was. But yeah, I did. Go ahead. Go.
Well, yeah, there wasn't a lot to this match, but of matches, do you think that Blood and Guts would be better if they added Trench as NorRep suggests? Like, because they had there's two mystery spots.
That would be weird, but yeah. No, no one knows what he can do if he can do anything. This guy could go out there and hurt everybody in that match. I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna have to stick with no on that.
I mean, he's laying out multiple Trench-related suggestions. Saying Trench should be AEW champion, Trench should be part of the Eliminator tourney, Trench should be in the JAS, and then Trench should be part of Blood. I think we found Trench's manager.
Trench doesn't have time. Trench is in the unemployment line. He has no time. No time. No time. But Smark, you were going to talk a little bit. I really, it was tough for me to pay attention to this last match. I had some things going on, so I could have watched it today. I'm a lazy fuck.
I mean, there really wasn't too much to this. Like I said, they had a good back and forth going on for a while there. At one point, Don Callis came out with like the same people that were just there for the Adam Cole birthday party celebration. The guys that brought the little tiny cake, party hats. They were doing double duty. They came out with like as their security to keep Callis and Omega from getting into it with each other. That caused a distraction. It looked like Yuta was going to end up winning, but Kenny kicked out. He got to move in on him during the distraction. Then after that, they wrestled for a little bit longer after the false finish. Kenny ended up hitting a one-armed, one-winged angel, and he ended up winning the match. After that, there was a big post-match fight. There's a bunch of people that came out. Hangman came out with a chair for some reason. And Dark Order took the chair from him, and there was more Hangman Dark Order shenanigans going on. And then you had Hangman, you had the Elite together, and then you had Yuta and Claudio, and I think I don't remember if Moxley was involved or not, but anyways, there was a whole big stare down, and that was basically how they went off the air.
All right. Yeah, I apologize for not watching a lot of that last match, but like I said, man, when you got kids running around and I didn't watch it live. I watched it after the show went off the air. So I'm trying to get my kids to bed. I'm just like, God damn it. And then today, just a very long, boring day. And I don't know, man. But
honestly, I feel like it would have been better off if you had had the women's match as a main event. And again, I'm not usually one of the people that bangs that drum and is like, oh, they should main event every show. But I just think more of like nobody thought Kenny Omega was losing that match, and then of course Kenny Omega didn't lose that match. So if you would have just had the women's match as the main event, maybe made it go a little bit longer. The finish of that one was a little bit more surprising. Ruby pulling it out with the help from her friends. I think that would have been a better main event than just having Kenny Omega basically just beat up Will Yuta for like 15 minutes.
Well, and I don't fault you for wanting to bang Ruby's drum. If there was a drum there, I'd try to bang it myself. Yeah. Norab is still going off on Trench. Trench should be rehired. Trench time. It's Trench time.
Oh, should be part of the G1.
What have we started?
That was another thing. They for sure. I didn't see the match yet. I'm going to watch the match just because it's fucking Kenta and Eddie Kingston. But I am 1,000,000% positive that they edited crowd cheering into the highlight package of Eddie Kingston winning that match. And I'm not even to shit on him, but just that's not how because like they showed basically the finish, and they showed like the crowd was going like apeshit. That's not how Japanese crowds interact with things.
No, I don't care.
Anybody that's watched New Japan for like more than one time, like but Trench and the G1, let's make it happen.
Trench time. I like Trench time.
That might be the name of the show. Trench time.
I think Trench time is the name. I like Trench time. I do. But yeah, folks, I got nothing else. Decent episode of Dynamite. Pretty good episode this week.
That's all right.
I like Smark said, I think Collision's going to be a good show this week. I don't know what's on tap for Rampage, but the Dynamite. I'm sorry, the Collision card looks pretty decent this week. So let's hope
I
for a
can
little rise.
actually tell you
Okay, you know what?
on Rampage they're doing the Jeff Hardy, or not Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett Matt Hardy match, and then they're also doing it's what's his name, fucking Big Bill and Brian Cage are taking on, I believe, Trent and Matt Sydal.
Trench. Oh, Trent.
That's right, Trench and Matt Sydal.
Oh, that's a team right there, buddy. You know what we can do real quick though?
I mean, go ahead.
No, I keep going. I just got a little one quick thing we can do to wrap up, and then go ahead.
I was gonna say, at least they seem like random teams.
Oh, you got that? Yeah, they do, they do. But all right, Trench Beretta.
Oh yeah.
He might have just changed the name of the show. Trent Beretta time. All right, nah, Trench time. I do. You know what, real quick though, we were talking about the game last week, Smart, and unlocking Big Show. Well, I've got the way to unlock a few more characters real quick if you want to go through this real fast. Not many. It's like 5 or 6 characters. We've already been through a couple of them. You can unlock Cody Rhodes, but it's not exactly the easiest thing. But once you get 10,000 AEW dollars, you can buy Cody Rhodes. Not surprising that you have to buy Cody Rhodes. You got to pay. You got to pay extra for Cody. Aubrey Edwards, we talked about last week. You have to basically pay 20,000 for her too, because she just decided to pimp herself out. Now, Brody Lee. You can also unlock Brody Lee. Now, they say this one's a little tricky. They say you need to play the Road to Elite career mode and hope to be given the Join the Dark Order storyline on the Road to Full Gear. But you may not get that because there's alternatives. So it doesn't always trigger on your playthrough. So enjoy that, folks. Big Show. Smark nailed it last week on how you get him. You have to lose a lot of matches and do a bunch of other bullshit. Owen Hart. You have to wait a little bit, but you can play with Owen Hart. You'll have to play 100 matches in exhibition mode. Then you can buy him for $50,000. Only after you play the 100 matches. Matt Hardy's not a hidden character. They actually point out in here, and this is all by THQ, it actually says, don't think Matt Hardy is a hidden character. He is not. He is only playable as a downloadable character. So there you go. And Renee Paquette. You can actually play as Renee Paquette. It's not that tough to do. Basically, you can build her. That's what that's it. You can completely build Renee Paquette. If I showed you this picture, it kind of looks
I wish.
like John Moxley. I know, it'd be like Weird Science. I would build me too. Okay. I really would. I've said before, I think she is insanely hot, Renee Paquette. Insanely hot. But yeah, you can build her in the Create a Wrestler part of the game, and you can go right to THQ, and they'll show you how. So, all right, that was I figured we'd wrap up with that real quick. I don't know. It was up there. I figured we'd read it. What the fuck, right?
It's pretty cool though. I like how there's like certain things you can do to unlock characters, and it's like kind of gives me those like old school fighting game vibes. Where like if you beat the story mode with like so and so, you unlock this character. If you do this, you unlock that character. And it's kind of cool. It seems like sort of an old school thing to do, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people have kind of compared this game to the old '90s games, and well, we've moved on from the '90s. Yeah, we have, but everyone likes nostalgia. That's why nostalgia sells. And
Mhm.
and a lot of things can be fixed post game with, downloads. So I'm not worried. What? No,
I
I'm not.
can if you remind me.
Maybe. Anyway, man, we're fucking less than 2 hours tonight, Mark.
Hmm.
We got through a lot of stuff tonight. It was a packed fucking show, man. We got through like nine. I had 7 stories. We had like 9 or 10 stories.
Yeah.
Still got through that. Got through AEW, and folks, thanks for hanging. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening. And I got nothing else, Mark. What about you?
We love you, Trench.
Aw, it's trench time. That's right, baby. Trench time. Anyway, once again, everybody, thanks for listening. Much appreciated. Smark, you got anything? Anything else? Nothing?
Nope.
All right. In that case, folks, you know where we will be next week, right back here, right on YouTube, Wrestling Outlet. And that is it. Thank you. Thank you, Smark. Thank you, everyone.